Hi and welcome back to the mat for your last day on this lovely 21-day program. Don't forget that these videos will be around for another month or so. So if you find yourself that you just haven't had enough time in these 3 weeks to get everything sorted, they're still going to be here. So if you can, try and do all of them and find out what works for you. We're going to take a lovely restorative class today, and it's going to be a little bit longer, so we're going to, if you've got the time, feel free to enjoy this class. You're going to need a bolster. I've got 2 blankets, a couple of bricks, and a little pillow or cushion as well. The whole idea of this is that we really restore the first 4 letters, be in rest, and this is really, really great for our hormonal body. So just because we're not working, don't underestimate the power that this practice can do. So we're going to get started. I'm going to take a blanket. I'm going to start with legs up the wall. Now, I would recommend that you make yourself as comfortable as possible. Pop on some really calming music if you can. You can just kind of Google spa music or calming music. Or this Chill FM, you can use that, that's as well good. I'm just going to take a blanket up to the wall, and then I'm going to do what's called the bum shuffle to the wall, which is where you use your elbows and your hips, and you shuffle your bum to the wall as much as possible, or even come sideways and take your body sideways to the wall. And then as you lift your legs up, you can push away from your wall. And then again, then you can do that bum shuffle to the elbow wall. And just take your legs up the wall. So make sure you're nice and warm. And let the legs either just come really natural here. So you can just take them apart together. You can really open them up. Just take them where you can stay in a comfortable position for a while. Feel the whole of your spine on the floor, from the back of your head down to your sacrum. Let the fingers rest either to the sides or on your belly. And then focusing on the breath, allow the whole body to rest down. Inhale. Feel the hands rise, and as you exhale, sigh the breath away. And again, inhale through the nose. And exhale. And again, one more time. Just letting out any frustration or anger or tiredness. With an out breath. Slowly begin to let yourself surrender. Forgive yourself for all the things you didn't quite achieve this week. It's fine. And congratulate yourself for showing up on the mat today. As we inhale, going to inhale through the nose to the count of 4. And then pause the breath to the count of 5. And then exhale, elongating the exhale breath to the count of 6. And then again, inhale for 4. Hold the breath, pause in. So no breathing in or out. 5. Exhale to 6. Inhale to 4. Hold 5. Exhale for 6. And just continue that in your own time with your own breath. Not worrying if you don't quite make the counts or if your counts are even longer. Moving away from this idea that in these menopausal and many perimenopausal years that we always have to be doing, a human doing, rather than a human being. And I understand that this is really hard. But to move away from that have to be active, that no pain, no gain mentality is really difficult because the rest of society doesn't tell us this message. How many people do you know who are so busy and so stressed? Does this busyness and this stress level have a correlation? And can you decide to take for yourself this new approach to your exercise, which is maybe a little bit gentler? Allow your body to surrender to the earth. Feel the weight of your abdominal organs and the pubic bone draw down to the floor beneath you. Feel your shoulders surrender, the arms surrender, the fingers surrender. And is there something that you can give up, let go of, and breathe it out with your next exhale? In this very moment, what is the message that your body is trying to tell you? Listen to this instinct that lives within you and that maybe always did, of what your body needs for movement, what your body needs in nutrition, and what your body needs to rest. And making these choices based on listening to your instinctive self. Maybe calling this our gut feeling. It's really lovely and to feel that, almost that wave of the belly. Can you draw that down into your sacrum at the bottom of your spine? And can you start to feel the tide of your spine on the earth? Can you feel that sense of the spine drawing in and lifting up in the small of the back on your inhale, and gently drawing down and releasing on the exhale? And can you allow your shoulders and the upper spine and maybe even the back of the head to be involved as well? Your very being wishes to be here with yourself right now. Allow yourself to let go of any muscular tension. As we inhale, let's just surrender the arms to the sky, just letting them hang there. And then draw the shoulders back down so you feel the shoulders drawing on the earth and the arms open. As though you're about to offer the sky a hug. Maybe you can imagine someone or something you'd like to give a hug to right now. And let the corners of your lips begin to lift upwards towards your ears as maybe that thought brings a smile. And then allow those arms, as though your body is a baby and you're just putting a baby down in its cradle, to draw those arms gently backwards and just gently draw them on the floor so you're putting that baby to sleep, putting that baby down to bed. And can you notice the difference as we begin to just let the body find this softness? Can your fingers begin to release the palms? And then with that same amount of love and care that we would happily give to a newborn, can we give that to ourselves as we draw the arms to the sky? And then just let your hands find your thighs. And maybe just give a little loving touch there. Just giving a little massage to the front of your thighs. And then to the sides of the thighs. And then bending the knees. Can we draw your feet down? Just begin to open up the hips. You may want to bring your feet maybe not quite so low as this. You may want to start to lift your legs wide. Just come to another position where we think we're opening the hips a little more. And then just for a few breaths, just feel that lovely movement as those hips just begin to surrender. Also working through the ascending and descending colon here as we take that little squeeze of your abdominals, the squeeze of the digestive tissues beneath. More importantly than the anatomical words that I say, maybe it just feels good. Maybe that's enough. Maybe that's everything. From here, slowly slide your left leg over to the right leg and the right leg over to the floor so that we roll to the side. Bringing that left arm over. Slowly come up. We're going to make our way over to the mat, moving away from the wall, and then taking your bolster between your legs. I want you to take your two blocks and take either one block up and another block flat line, and then bring your bolster to that or your rolled up duvet, and then just allow yourself to drop through here. You can also, if you feel a bit chilly, you can take your blanket again, make yourself into a little kind of hedgehog. And you can even take this blanket over your head. And if that feels that it's, maybe you would like a little bit more open in the hips, feel free to take those blocks down and come down to a normal kind of, rather than an elevated child's pose. Then you can also put a little blanket here underneath your feet if you feel that's too much on your feet. And I'm wearing socks because that just feels really nice. Turning your head to the left or the right, it doesn't matter. Allowing yourself to slowly sink and just let the hands take wherever they need to use as little energy as possible. And drawing your attention to the inner self. Maybe the space behind your midbrow. This is where we associate with our instinct, with our self and the cosmos, understanding that we don't always have to have all the answers. Maybe we just know. Maybe we have a feeling. Our third eye, our unseeing eye. And I think to a certain extent, most of us understand this. And if it correlates then and resonates with you, then great. And if not, that's also great. But have we ever made any decisions in our lives where we just knew, where we had our woman's intuition that a situation was going to work or not work, despite the advice from others? This is what we call our third eye, or our instinctual understanding of maybe the universe or maybe our lives or whatever you want to call it. Allow the spine to rest. Feel the breath in the chest. And then draw your attention back to that third eye, your inner universe. Maybe feeling the connection to all living things. Allowing yourself to step down, to slow down, to take as much as you give. And then slowly just turning the head to the other side. Maybe again draw your attention back to the third eye in that space in between. Almost as though you're trying to view the space in the front of your brain. Maybe images or shapes will come up for you. Maybe there's nothing. Can we surrender and find this heaviness? At the same time, finding this lightness of ease. Become aware of the sound of your own breath in your throat. The sound of an ocean in a shell. And maybe take yourself off to that beach, to those sun-kissed shores, and the sand and the pebbles, and the sound of the waves lapping on your feet. From here, slowly rise. Taking your bolster and your bricks aside, take your bolster to your right hand side. Maybe taking another blanket or the same blanket under your head or a small pillow. And come off alongside the bolster. And then slowly draw your right leg straight and then turn to the side and let your foot and your knee and thigh be supported by that bolster. And then slowly draw your, so this is the left leg on the bolster, slowly draw that left arm open, palm facing up, and your right arm open too. And allow yourself to surrender the flesh and bone to the earth again. Close off the eyes and turn your gaze to the opposite direction of the knee, the elevated knee. And just stay in here for a moment, beginning to release the belly. Breathing into the left-hand sides of the body. And letting that openness come. Feeling the stability, the silence, this stillness within you. As the body restores and lets everything flow. And maybe after a few breaths, you might want to draw your knee up centimeter higher. Maybe extending your fingers half a centimeter wider. And just drawing the shoulder down a little more. Just to feel almost a little bit more intense. And then allow yourself to release into that softness. That stillness, that silence. And then mindfully drawing the head to center. I'm going to take that left leg to the sky. Roll back over onto the hips. Flatten the back. And then draw that left knee in towards you. As we slide the right leg away, either with the leg straight or with the leg bent. The right leg, that is. And then gently draw down the belly with a 1 out of 10. And then using your belly muscles, can you let your head be heavy and just slowly let your nose come to that left knee? Inhale and exhale. And then inhale, draw that all the way down again. And slowly taking your bolster, taking the bolster so that it pokes off your mat at the right hand side. And then rolling that bolster up so your side of your left bum cheek or your left hip is just on the edge of your bolster, so it's further over to the right. And we're going to lift up onto the sacrum so that the buttocks hang over the other side and that your whole of your mid-back is completely supported. Slowly bend both knees in towards you. And then as we exhale, we slowly take your hands out to the side. And we want to draw those hips over towards the right. And then again, come back to that pose. Just making that sure that there's no compression in the shoulders or in the neck. And then turn your head to the left. And if you feel that this is too high and too uncomfortable, take your bolster away and pop a couple of cushions under and don't come up quite as high. And then just allow that deep abdominal squeeze to release here. Finding again this stillness. And even though there's stillness, the body is busy. Maybe the mind is busy. Taking a deep breath in through the nose as we exhale. Feeling the tide of your spine and your belly. And maybe inviting your right hand just to sit atop of that left thigh. And if that feels too intense, just taking that right hand back again. And then slowly releasing the hand, drawing your right foot to the floor and your left foot to the floor. Engage through the belly just gently as we come back to center and slide that bolster centrally underneath you. Going to take the same blanket or a rolled up towel and begin to roll that towel up into a little sausage. And then bring in your right knee in towards you. Bring your left knee in towards you. And then draw both knees in and maybe hold them. And this is really lovely if you have menstrual cramps. You can also get your fists into here, into these hip flexors and into your abdomen. And as we come and lower the knees in towards your nose, you can draw your fists in. This is going to be a really nicely release. And your wrists kind of hook under your lower ribs there. And the blanket, the sausage blanket or your towel, is just a variation of that that's just a little bit softer. And you may not need anything at all. You may not want anything at all. So from here, we can either draw the knees in, let the arms come out to the side. And then if you want to, you can straighten the legs. So we come into like a supported shoulder stand. Shoulder stands are said to be the extender of life, to make us young, to invert ourselves, is to give us youth. Now, I once asked my yoga teacher why that was, and her reply, or his reply, can't quite remember, was that in where we would call in the throat, or we may want to call it the region of your thyroid gland, is where we have is believed in yogic belief. This think of it as like an amber nectar. And everybody is born with a certain amount of this amber nectar. And in our days of being upright, this amber nectar slowly drips down into the spine to the feet. And when this amber nectar, like a really slow kind of liquid timing of the body, when this is all used up, that's when we ultimately die. But by turning the body upside down, we slowly for a moment pause this little egg timer, this little hourglass drip feed of our life. And we prolong that time a little more. Shoulder stands are seen as the queen of the postures. And if this doesn't work for you, don't worry, you're still a queen. Just come to a position maybe with the knees bent, or maybe just with one foot on the floor to begin with. And then allow yourself to come into this in good time. Maybe this is something that you come to in stages. And then if you're comfortable and you want to, maybe we can start to really work the thyroid gland a little further and draw your feet over your head a little more. And just be careful if you are on something more rigid than a blanket and you feel a compression in your neck, come out of the pose and take your cushion away so that the neck is always without any pain. And try not to look left or right in this. So try and keep your neck facing forward. Coming into a variation of plow pose. Really great pose for stimulating the thyroid, whether that's overactive or underactive. And then as we exhale, slowly bringing the feet in towards the buttocks and then taking one leg down and then the other. Sliding your bolster over towards the left and removing your little blanket. Bringing the knees back in again, reposition the shoulders if you need to. Draw those knees into the chest. You're going to move into that lovely abdominal twist again. So you might need to just come up onto your tiptoes, then scoot your hips gently to the right to then let your right knee and your left knee come in. And if only one knee wants to come in, feel free to let this other leg either come up onto a brick. So I'm going to show you that coming up onto a brick. So I'm just going to slide off there and take one of my bricks and just place it at the bottom, halfway between my bolster and the bottom of the mat. And then coming on up, we can scoot the bum over to the right, and then just finding you can maneuver that brick wherever you want to, so you can have that little balance there. And I've luckily just got another brick in the other place. And if you feel really comfortable, you can then stack the knees. So just do whatever your body wants to do. And allow yourself to release and draw down here. Maybe feeling this intensity of the twist, but feel fully supported by your props. Turning your shoulders to the earth and your head to the right hand as your knees slowly surrender into the left. Feeling this lovely twist through the thighs, your IT band, through the hips, all these fascial pockets of the body that often in our other exercise, in our walking or running, and very rarely feel that they can stretch out. And we're just allowing those fascial body to move beyond the normal range, to find this sense of openness and fluidity. Also amazing for your digestive system. You may be even feeling the benefits of that now, as we begin to stimulate that parasympathetic nervous system, and which the digestive system loves. Allowing yourself to sit with the silence and to reconnect with your breath again. Or maybe focus your attention to the sounds outside your room in the furthest distance. And then slowly focusing on the sounds closer until you bring your sounds into the room, into your body and back into your breath. And then slowly bringing your right foot to the floor. Just be careful if you have foot breaks. Your left foot to the floor. Lifting up those hips and then sliding your bolster to the left-hand side of your body. Slowly bring those hips down. And then taking your bolster to the left. Going to draw in that left leg. Draw that left knee in. Squeezing that in. Sending it away. And then slowly drawing your right knee over onto the left-hand side. As your right arm opens, feel that lovely open in the pecs, in the shoulders, as we then turn your head to the right. Shoulders release to the earth and letting that right leg be completely supported by your props. Making sure that the foot and the knee are supported, so not being afraid to make any adjustments. Finding that lovely sense of settling. Understanding this universe inside of you. Maybe this macro universe that exists within nature, these micro and macrocosmic universes, spaces. And understanding the space beyond our own heart, our own atmosphere, our own planet is a universe in itself. Nature has a habit of reproducing these shapes, these systems. Understanding that nature within you, that very nature that often our modern living is drawing us away from. Of eating when we're hungry, of sleeping when the sun goes down and we're tired, of conserving energy until we need to do something. It's like our animal kingdom. And understanding this abundance of nature, this belief that everything will come. That the seed will produce the tree, to produce the flowers, to produce the fruit, and then the seeds again. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And then slowly roll back over to center and interlace your fingers around the right shin and draw that right shin in. Nose to knee as we peel up and draw up towards the right knee. And then gently sending that foot all the way down. Drawing your bolster underneath your knees now. You're going to move into Shavasana, our corpse pose, just letting the knees settle on the bolster and taking your arms wide. And this is also another lovely position where you can take a blanket over you or under you or both. Knowing that you can do all of these poses on your bed with your legs up their headboard to begin with, if you wanted to do this another time, if this was working for you. And then let your legs open and your knees open. The shoulders draw down and the arms open wide. Dropping in the chin slightly so you're not overarching the neck. Take a deep breath in and then exhale. Let your eyes sink into their sockets. Let the breath draw in and out with ease. Let the throat release, feeling that connection from the throat all the way down to the heart, down behind the navel, and down deep into your pelvic floor. And swallow. Let the lips gently open, the teeth gently open. Letting that jaw take away any tension that you may have put there throughout this week. Feel the belly rise. Feel the belly fall. And just commit yourself to stay here. So you're walking the landscape of your own body, these rising hills of your inhale breath, and the valleys of your exhale breath. Exploring how the sacrum and the buttocks feel, and the inner knees as they're rested and supported on your props. The coolness of the hands and the feet as they find the earth. And the coolness of the skin that's exposed to the air in comparison to your clothing on your flesh. Draw deeper. Melt like butter sliding from a warm knife. Let your soul be eased. Let your body restore. Nurture your mind. Nourish your spirit. And allow yourself to settle with ease and stillness. Feel your body's wisdom. Understand that your body knows best. And I'd just like to finish with a little poem. And as you find yourself on this adventure of traveling deep inside yourself, allow yourself to be completely still. We restore and rebalance. Just making any moves of absolute comfort before we take these last 5 minutes. And if there's one thing I may tell you, let it be you are your home. Your body is the only house you'll truly ever own. Maybe it's got some broken windows and there are tear stains on the floors. Maybe you lock the things you wish you weren't behind its many doors. But there is wisdom on its bookshelves, and a laugh to light the rooms, and there's a vase upon the table where the love you've grown all blooms. Dreams sit on the mantelpiece, next to kindness and your trust, where you use them all so often they have no time to collect dust. So please, don't look at mansions with that envy in your eyes. There's more than makes a home than its appearance or its size. Your body is your shelter, and you deserve to love it all. So don't let the world around outside tell you how to paint your walls. How lucky that you have somewhere to protect you from the night. And if there's cracks left from the past, well then, they just let in more light. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, slowly begin to bring movement to your fingers and your toes. Draw your knees in towards your chest, using your props as support for the feet. And then slowly rocking onto one side. Make your way up, bringing your body up really slowly, using your hands head last to a seated position in front of your neck. Let's rise up the arms to the sky. Draw your thumbs to the third eye, lips and heart. Sealing this last class with one round up and up. Thank you so much for your practice with me today and the rest of these 21 days. I really hope that you will come back and see me on the mat again soon. Enjoy your day, feeling refreshed and restored, rebalanced. Enjoy. Namaste.